Yes, Lynn just said something about flowers. Here's an aspect about flowers. Flowers are so beautiful in and of themselves. And so we see them and we walk up to them and think, I just want to photograph that. It's so beautiful. Presentation of a flower is so very important. See the sharpness from the foreground all the way to the background of the flower against the darker background, which makes that really just jump out. That compared to even this one. Here, this one, flowers are beautiful. There's reflections, but it's blurry in the upper left area, and then the ones in the back are blurry, and they aren't really adding anything to the overall image, which that one hits the screen, and this hits, this one's not going to make it. So you want to have the subject be right in the face of the judge instantly.
How about flipping the red flower?
Say again?
How about flipping the red flower?
Well,
No.
this one would not work flipped because it would
No,
lead.
the other one. The
Oh,
red
yes, the red one. Actually, I think it works well this way because you're coming in from the left and you look right into the flower, and the stem on the right-hand side is pushing you back in to the image. If it was flipped the other way, it would work. It would work. But the fact that it would be flipped around, and as you came off the left hand, what would be the right-hand side, there's an emptiness, and you'll just roam off. You see, it's tighter on the right than it is on the left. And in fact, one of the aspects of portraiture photography is to leave a little more in front of the face and less behind the head if you're taking a headshot, so that the eye comes in, looks at the face, has some room to roam around, and then the right-hand side pushes you back into the portrait.
John, I have a question. A number of the photos, and it's a technique I like to use, have color on the part that wants to be emphasized, black and white on the rest. Is that too gimmicky, or does that work?
No, it works. And that is a case where you judge that based on looking at the judges' websites and see what they tend to like or not like. You submit, of course, you submit the images that you like of your own, but you should also keep, in most competitions, you're submitting a number of images. So the variety of them can be to your advantage, so that you could hit the hot spot for that judge based on variety. Oh, well, that's another aspect. I've judged where a single photographer put in 5 images, put in 3 of the same flower, just turned a little differently. Well, they just eliminated the possibility of getting some of them in, because if I picked one of them, I'm not going to pick another one of the same thing. So just keep that in mind. So you see the difference. Yes.
Have you ever been in a competition where the judges, more than one judge, looked at the pictures independently? And then if so, how did the 2 judges do? Did they pick the same ones?
Say it again. I'm not sure I understand the question.
Yeah, I wonder if the 2 judges looked at the pictures independently. Then when you got together, would you have?
I see. It's very difficult to have judges judging independently, but it does happen. In fact, I've been asked to judge competition in Orlando, and somebody else is a judge for it also. And I don't see what they select, the other judge selects. I simply put mine together and say, these are what I'm suggesting. If the opportunity is that the 2 judges then can look at with Zoom today, the 2 judges could actually see the images simultaneously or review the ones they've each selected. Then they need to decide which one it is that would be the one to go into the exhibit. I don't know if I've answered your question, but that's how it would be done. Here's another one. Here's this. And the reflection of the person over here on the left, you think, well, wait, oh, that must have been somebody there. They took that out, but they didn't take the reflection out. And judges are going to get down to that level. Here's another one where there's so much empty space on the right-hand side. So you look at these and see how they, look at the difference of how this impacts to that impact. That one. So when it hits the screen, it is so important. How about that? And then this one. What do you think? Judge is going to take this one over this one? No, the judges will say out, in,
Hmm.
out.
Oh.
I have these in there because they are so cute. They are so neat. And they elicit emotion, but they're not likely to get into a competition. They're your-
People are out of focus.
They are, as a matter of fact. Here we go. We have this, and then this hits the screen.
Mhm.
Have this, and this hits the screen. That boat isn't going to make it in against this one. And both are very long horizontal images. Not going to make it. Good color, good detail, interesting. Think about highlights. Where is the most important highlight? Well, it's not where it should be. The brightest part of this is down on the shoulder that's down in the water, but you really would want to darken the background, the body of the animal and lighten the face. So instantly it comes right down into it and darken the background.
John, you should give us a weekly assignment like the one here and say, okay, you got a week to fix it up from your classes. I immediately know what I would do. I don't know if it would be good, but then you could tell me on Saturday.
Well, I've thought about doing that, so I may be one of them. Here's one that had been submitted as a triptych, and I think that works really well. And I think if I was judging for a competition, I would say yes, in. Even though each of the flower images, the one in the middle is good, the one on the left is not as good as the middle one, and the one on the right not as good, but the whole presentation is unique, I think. Now, that's going to be up against this. And you think of that, the red flower from earlier, and it had the black background. Yeah, after we get down to selecting, say that was in, and now this is in, which one do you think the judge, or which one would you select, this one or that previous one? This really tells a lot of story here, and the detail and the water drops on there, so unique, very well done. Okay, this, and then this hits the screen.
Yeah.
Not going to make it. Well presented.
Yeah.
Not much there, not much of interest. And then this hits the screen. So this one would not have a chance against that one. Even that. So that's why I'm showing you the diversity of these, because some of these are really just standing out and have instant impact. Now this one, I think, why wouldn't they just crop off some of the bottom, make this a horizontal image, or maybe a vertical, but go right in on what's important on this image. Person standing up there, but you don't see that because of the contrast that they need to have. The waterfall is done well, but the other aspects of it, the colors and so on, not standing out. Okay, so how about this? Then hits the screen. Wow. So that's the selection of 100 and some of them. I'm going to run through it quickly. We're almost running out of time. And I want you to be the judge a little bit. So let me go to one of these others here. No. Okay. Use the feature at the bottom of the screen to rate them, or just say it. we're running out of time, so just say it. Let me run through first so that you get a feel for the images that are in there.
That's really tough.
Here I'm trying to help you be judges, and now I'm convinced you'll never to be a judge.
I'll never be a judge.
Don't judge us, John. Don't judge us.
No judging.
The first round, Alvin.
Okay, I'm going to hold it there. We can just say it verbally, whether or not you would have them in or not, because
How many do we have out of the total? 10?
there are 124 images, and let's say that we need 20. How about that? That means we need, okay, 30. How about 30?
Hmm.
Is this first?
Yeah. hmm.
No.
No,
Oh,
no,
Hey,
All right.
No.
no, no,
No.
no,
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
no.
no.
Yes.
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 yes,
No.
yes,
No.
no,
I'm
Yes.
voting
Yes.
yes.
No.
yes.
No. No.
No.
Yes.
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 No.
No.
So much no.
Yes.
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 No. Yes. No.
No,
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
no,
No.
Yes.
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 yes,
No.
Yes.
No.
yes,
Yes.
No.
yes,
No.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
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 yes,
Yes.
Yes.
yes,
No.
no,
No.
Yeah.
No.
no,
No.
Yes.
yes,
No.
Yes.
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 No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
no,
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I like.
Mm.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes. No.
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 no,
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
no,
No.
yes,
No. Yes.
No.
yes,
No.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes. No.
no,
No.
No.
no,
No.
Yes.
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 no,
Yes.
No.
No.
no,
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
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 yes, flipped,
No.
No.
No. No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
No.
Yes.
no,
Yes.
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 No.
No.
no,
No.
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 yes,
Yes.
No.
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 Yes.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
Yes.
No.
no,
No.
All right, we're going to end it, but let me just pick.
You got all that, John? You got the counts?
I think so. But
I
here,
had maybe.
I'm going to
John,
sort
can
by
you-
rating.
Can you tell from the responses which one our group really liked the most?
Almost.
Not that one.
John,
Not that one.
John, the
Yes,
rules for the BPG exhibit is not, the judges can't be members of the BPG.
that's correct.
If it's anonymous, if they're going through the pictures anonymously, would it hurt to have them be part of the BPG?
Yes.
Because they may have been sitting at our review sessions and they may know the pictures.
Yes, because they will have seen them from other things, maybe at the downtown gallery or in one of the meetings or whatever. So
Okay,
they
gotcha.
could be prejudiced.
Okay, thank you.
But of the ones that we've picked so far, let me just show you these. I think these are the ones. And we would pick, say, one out of this. So it certainly is not that one.
It's 474. It's that one, that one.
That was
Mhm,
great.
That one too.
Okay.
I like,
Yes.
These are the ones
Yes.
that have been selected. So
Yes,
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 We had
Yes.
focuses in most of those.
yes,
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
yes.
yes.
okay, that's
Wasn't
see what
shown.
we have there. 2, 4, 6,
Yeah, the triptych.
8, 10, 12, 15, 16. We have 17. Let's pick 7 out of these. All right,
7?
let me see where it ends here. Okay,
Yes.
wait a minute.
Maybe.
Maybe, what is it?
Are you gonna
All
do a quick run through first of the 17?
Oh, my God.
So
Oh.
is this in or out?
And,
And
and,
no,
No.
Out.
No.
And.
Yes.
And
And.
and,
No.
out,
Out.
No.
out,
In.
Out.
In.
yes,
Out.
No.
Out.
in
and,
In.
Out.
No.
and,
Out.
Out.
No.
In.
Out.
out,
yes,
In.
Out.
yes,
No.
out,
No.
in
out, and,
yes,
and,
out,
out, yes,
Okay.
out.
Just to give you an idea, but you're getting it. You're getting what happens. And so let me come up here. There's 2, 4, 6, 6, 8. So you have 9. That's good. There we go.
It really does matter who you're competing with in all these.
Indeed, it does.
Are the pictures in the booth that are in the downtown gallery, can you resubmit those for the fall gallery or?
Absolutely can. Now, let me give you a little insight. So these are the ones been selected.
Okay.
So you've made a very good selection overall. It's really interesting, isn't it? That one out, you can compare the difference, that one out, so on, even though it was a good image, you get down to that final piece. The submitting to the downtown gallery, excuse me, doesn't have the same restrictions, all the restrictions, requirements that we have for the exhibit at the museum. The exhibit at the museum, black frame only, off-white or white matte only, minimum of 3-inch matte around the image, 320 square inches maximum, minimum. Now, the downtown gallery, you can have a 5x7. It can be in any type of frame that you want. It can be canvas. It can be,
Metal,
pardon?
metal,
Yeah, metal can be printed in any different ways. The gallery is primarily to help you sell your images. Now, the work at the fall exhibit is also available for sale, and we have a catalog that lists the prices and so on, but that it is a presentation in a very specific way to represent an exhibit at the museum. It's not a gallery to just show a lot of work, and don't mean that in a negative way, to show a lot of work and just sell the images. It's to have a very museum-like presentation, which is why we have much tougher restrictions.
Well, John, do the judges consider the picture or how the picture will look in the way that it's supposed to be framed? And I say that because I can imagine some pictures that might not look good with with the white matting and the black frame. Maybe as good as some other picture that might,
I'll tell you that the judges really don't know or care how it's going to be framed.
Okay.
They are looking at the images and they are selecting them based on what they believe to be the best of what had been submitted as high-level photography. And I didn't just mean straight shots or anything. We've had a number of composites in the fall exhibit that are beautifully done. Judges selected them. They came in printed really well. It's just the presentation. One of the things that I'm a stickler for is having an image in a mat that is wide enough to show that image. 3 inches on a 16 by 20 for me, a 3-inch mat all the way around is minimum. Probably a 4-inch mat would even look better on that level of a print because it'll show it off as a piece of art, not as just a photograph. One of the things I noticed over the years, and I would go to a lot of the shows for the various clubs here and in Chicago, is you walk through the exhibit and they look hodgepodge. They're different sizes, different this, it just doesn't show well. And so when we put together the exhibit here, we were, hold on a minute, my batteries aren't running. Sorry for the computer. We wanted a level of quality of showing the work, but the judges see the images. They are not seeing how it's presented, but we made more of the restrictions or the qualifications of it, of a final print for the museum to show as a museum level piece of art. And I call it a piece of art, not a photograph.
What does the large mat, the 3-inch mat, do as opposed to a 2-inch mat visually?
2-inch mat on a large print makes the thing just look skimpy. I don't know what other word to use with it.
And the purpose of a mat is to separate the image from the surrounding area, the room or the space.
Yeah, and it pushes the eye into the image rather than if you have a very small mat, they tend to, in my opinion, they compete with it.
Do you have any input on the requested 150-word write-ups for these downtown display event? What is that? Who will read that? Is that in a magazine?
Oh, it's been in the last 2 years that we actually produce a fairly high level quality catalog of the exhibit. And in fact, Julie has put one together for the exhibit and it's really beautiful. And so we thought it would be really good to have the photographer, have a description of why this is their image and not why it's their image, what they were showing or what they want, something to tell the public. This is why I really think this is one of my favorite images. That's another way of thinking. So
Yeah.
does it have to be 150 words? No, but the catalog has that description, whatever you write, right on the page with your image.
And we're trying to keep it below 150 words. That's kind of a new suggestion that I have added to doing this next catalog, because sometimes the write-ups are so long. And the other thing is to not write, don't include a website, your website. Some people have professional photography websites. Don't include your business name, or don't try to sell yourself, because you are part, this is the downtown gallery that is representing you in this effort. So I think little tidbits about maybe where you were when you shot the photograph, what inspired you, a little bit of just a little emotional, something to a little aha, if you can kind of create, oh, okay, that's what that person was thinking, or et cetera.
Julie, I assume I sent it to you. Do you have mine already then?
You're the one that I got this morning, I think, right?
I may have sent it a day or so ago.
Yes, I believe I did. I'll double check that, John.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
John,
keep in mind that the title you give the image, some judges think that helps. Others don't even pay any attention to it. But a clever title can be eye-catching. I was going to tell you, for those of you who are not members of the Photo Guild, why not? No. No, for those of you who are not, you can go to our website, go to the www.boothphotographyguild.org, and on the tabs on the side, select exhibitions and shows. And if you go into that screen, next screen, there is a link to the catalog for the exhibition this year and for the downtown gallery show that's coming down. But that'll show you the quality of work that our group is doing, and Julie's skills as well as a graphic designer.
The catalog is beautiful.
Hey, John.
I'm pleased to have it.
Hey, John, this is Jim again. Would you say that the subject of the photograph is pretty important? Because I think a portrait, if impact is one of your criteria, a portrait isn't going to have the impact of, say, an outdoor scene with the sun coming up or something.
Here's the difference. I'll answer this in sort of a roundabout way. One of the images that I was showing is the fellow lighting this cigarette with his hat down. It was a black and white, and the light was up on his face. So that actually is a portrait. If it's a portrait that is typical of portrait studios, it's probably not going to make it as much, I think, because it doesn't elicit the emotion that having a portrait of someone posed differently. So straight portraits, I don't think, for me, have that much impact or tell a story. Have something else involved. Have the person's face expression or something that's happening, I think is important about a portrait.
Yeah, I didn't mean straight portraits, but like the picture that you mentioned, if you showed that next to one of those others, like the cowboys walking with the cows, I don't think if I had to choose between the two, that picture of the cowboy lighting a cigarette would ever win.
Well, you'll never be a judge. I just Thank you for telling me that.
Can I ask a question about framing? I haven't framed anything since I've moved to Cobb County. Where is a good place to get frames or to have framing done?
Thompson's Frame and Gallery.
Say that again.
Thompson's Frame and Gallery on Holcomb Bridge Road in Alpharetta.
Constance?
Thompson's, THOMPSON''S. Thompson's.
I'm going to have to throw in wall to wall in Cartersville. Any guild member gets 15% off in there.
Where is this?
Wall to wall, it's downtown next to Table 20, downtown Cartersville.
Ah, yes. It's next to the Grand Theater in Cartersville. It's in the main area of the town.
Okay. It's really
Well-
tough judging.
Was this enlightening in any way to help you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Good. All right.
Actually, it make us think, should I submit any of my pictures or not?
I know.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I have a thought, John. Should we not know who the judges are so that we don't look at their webpage and slant our finished work towards what we think that judge would want?
Well, let me answer it two ways. First of all, you
Yes
for
and no.
for our exhibit, you're submitting 5 images. So one could be exactly how they would like it, another would be not, so on. So you have a variety of, the other is that we had a fellow who is a very good portrait photographer as the judge one time, and none got in.
Wow.
Okay.
So use the variety that you can submit to give yourself a chance to get in. The other is, I think I mentioned earlier, I've had somebody in the past submit the same image, just turned a little bit,
3 different ways.
3 of them in there, that
Oh,
they've just eliminated the possibility of getting more than one in.
Yeah, good
Mhm.
point.
All right.
John,
Yes,
you know that picture that you showed of it was a mask against a burgundy color background, very, very striking. Because it's already professional work of art, if someone takes a picture of a statue or, in this case, the mask, does the Booth Guild accept that as an entry?
depends again on the judges. I'm gonna tell you for me, when I judge,
Mm-hmm.
someone else's work. If you photograph someone's
Right.
sculpture, that's not your work. I don't
Right,
care that you photographed it in great light or not,
Right.
that's not your work.
right.
So it wouldn't
That's
get
how
by
I
me.
felt.
Yeah,
But
That's how
it's
I
not-
same
felt
with
that.
a mask and so on, but some judges are different. That's you.
But it's not the same,
No to the
it's not the
mask.
same with architecture. Architecture also is somebody's art,
Right.
and I photograph it, so that should go for that. But my thought is that it depends how I present it. I present even a
Yes.
sculpture, if I present it in my own way,
Yes.
then it's my presentation that is the art and not the actual
I agree.
item. So
That's
I
That's a
don't
good
know.
point, Stella.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
know. And
It's-
and
it's,
that one regarding the mask, the presentation of, on the left and then the burgundy there was very, with the gold, very striking. I don't know if they set that up or if it was already showing us that.
Let me tell you, those
I'm
of you
stunned because I know where
who
that
are
was
members
taken.
of the guild and are intending to submit, we are about to announce a mentoring session where you can come with 15 of your images to the booth. I don't remember what day it is, but we will gather in the ballroom. There will be, the 29th, is it?
So what
And
time is that?
from noon to 3 on the 29th at the Booth Museum. You bring your laptop with 15 images or a thumb drive with 15 images. And there will be a number of us who will be mentors who will wander around, and I'll sit with somebody, and then when I've done with them, I'll go to the next person, and that person, another mentor will come in and sit with that one, and so on, so that you get multiple views of the mentors to help you decide which images you
How